Welcome. Hello, everyone. It's Sunday night on the ESL live stream in China, Xi'an. Today, welcome, everyone. We can see all your comments on the screen. It's a really special topic today. Um, native and non-native speakers in ESL teaching. I remember when I arrived in China 20 years ago, I was a French guy, and I decided after a couple of months that I wanted to stay in China. And I never knew that, well, I would have to find a job because being a French teacher, no, it wasn't on the market yet. So, yeah, I'm a native speaker. I'm from France. I'm a non-native speaker. Right. That's the life. All right. Being a little bit nervous. No, that's really awesome. I'm super excited. I can see a lot of people here. Uh, so, yeah, we're going to go on this debate and we're going to welcome the guests today. We're going to have Stu, as usual, co host from Taffel Lemon, and Jerry Goody. We used to be colleagues back in old time, and you might didn't know that, but let's check that out. Here we go. We're gonna welcome first Stu from Taffel Lemon. Here we go.
Now, let's welcome Stu from Taffel Lemon.
And welcome, Stu. Hey, brother. Nope. Nope. I can't hear you. All right. Things happen. All right. So, yeah, that you can see that this is alive. Sorry for that. So, we're going to welcome Jerry then. Here we go with Jerry. Well,
And now, let's welcome Jerry Goody.
hey, Jerry, welcome. Thank you so much for being on the platform. Very welcome to you,
Thank
Jerry.
you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello,
Thank-
everybody. Hello, Stu. Hello, everybody watching. I see there's Salam Bud in this chat and Mrs. Abiola. I think that's how you say your name. Sorry if I say it wrong.
Yeah, Miss
I am.
Isabella.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
teaching from France, yeah.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. Hey, Mark. Mark is actually one of my subscribers. Hello, Mark. Hello, everybody. Anyway, thank you for having me on your show tonight, brother. It's awesome. I think we will have a great discussion real soon. So, yeah, I just want
Yeah.
to maybe tell. Yeah, you can go ahead, man.
Have to have you on the platform because maybe many of your subscribers do not know that we know each other since a very long time.
That's correct, man. We know each other for very long. I'm here in China now 9 years, and I think you are one of the first people that I actually got to meet. Obviously, we met online, stayed in the same city called Xi'an. Amazing place. But obviously, the cool thing about China is you move on to other cities to explore more, and that's what happened to me. So it's great being with two amazing gentlemen on this live stream tonight.
Thank you as well, Jerry, for your good words. And yeah, thank you for being here. Stu, can you hear us?
Okay, guys, I see Mike is gone at this moment, and Stu is sorting his microphone quickly. I don't really. It's not my stream, but I'm I'm gonna say hello to everybody in the side chat. We can't hear you. Can't hear you, mate. Can't hear you. I'm going to start off by saying hello to everybody here. There's actually
All
Shamil
right, here we
Hagi
go.
that says, "Oh, there you're back." Okay. So Shamil
Yeah.
Hagi says, "Hey Stuart, I've submitted an assessment. That's awesome. I'm sure Stu will get to you real soon." Back over to Mike. Mike is back. Mike is back in the house.
Yes, here we go. So, Stu, sorry.
Round one.
All right, let's fight. Here we go. So, yeah, can you introduce a little bit yourself because many people do not know you maybe on the platform in here. Even if I can see that a lot of subscribers are coming over. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here. So yeah, let's introduce. Let everybody knows a little bit about yourself.
Okay, cool. Hello, everybody. My name is Jerry Good, and I am in China now for the past, well, I'm going on 9 years now. My story, yeah, my story to get to China is kind of an interesting one. Actually, I never wanted to come to China, but here I am, and I was shocked. I fell in love with this country. And they always say you only stay one more year, one more year. Well, I'm here 9 years, and I think I'm going to stay here for the rest of my life because I love it here. Apart from that, I
Great.
started off as an English teacher, and I did that for a very long time, but I moved on because China offers you a lot of opportunities, and I'm in business now. Also, I do a lot of YouTube videos. I'm not sure if I can tell my channel or I can allow.
Yes,
Is
you
it
can.
okay if I?
Of course, your
Yeah.
channel it's already on the screen, so
Oh,
no
I see it
problem.
now. Okay, cool. So yeah. I also have a YouTube channel, guys. If you want insights into China, I do a lot of live streams in the streets where I walk around, show you the streets in China, and obviously do some political videos on my channel. So if you're up for that, come hang out with me sometime. And apart from that, and the most important thing is I am a father here in China. I'm married to a Chinese wife, well, woman, and we have 2 kids, so 2 little girls, and that's pretty much me. I'm from South Africa because I see there's somebody asking me where am I from. I am South African, and I'm currently I'm based in Qingdao, Shandong province. So I am at the sea, but today, literally as I look on the left-hand side outside the window there, it's snowing like crazy. So China is so big and
Hey,
so vast. Yeah, man, it is.
nice.
It is very cold over here in Shandong, but I like Shandong, China, because I like seafood a lot, and it's the beer capital of China. So that's why I
It
live here.
is.
That's
It
about
is.
me. That's enough introduction about me.
All right. Hey, Stu, we're here. Yes,
I
I
think
can
I'm
hear you.
okay.
Yeah,
Can
I
It's
you
can
hear
hear
me?
okay.
you,
You're
Stu.
good.
Yeah.
I'm really
Welcome,
sorry, guys.
Stu.
Guys, I'm really sorry. This is actually basically I have laptop problems. I am not immune to laptop problems. So sorry, everybody. I hope you
It's all good, mate.
you're
It's
still
good
here.
to hear
Okay,
you.
yeah. And Jerry, good to see you again. Good to
Hey,
see you
buddy.
again.
Also,
It's been a very, very
good to
long
see you.
time. I'm really looking
Yeah,
forward
buddy.
to talking about today's issue. We've it's an issue that's very close to my heart. It's this
Right.
non-native speakerism is it's a problem. It's misunderstood by a lot
I
of
got you.
people that have very deep-rooted misconceptions about what makes an English teacher and what doesn't make an English teacher. And I'm hoping that this live stream can change some of those misconceptions. And this will be based on research. I've done a lot of research into this area over the years, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Cool, man. Cool. Yeah, I'm also very excited to speak to both you gentlemen. Again, I just want to let the people know that you two are the experts in the field. I am a Chinese-based foreigner. I hope I can bring some little bit value to the stream. I'm a Shandong Lawai, yes. For people that don't know what it means basically I am a Shandong province foreigner. So yeah.
Exactly.
Round one.
Let's go, man. Then here is the first slide. There are, yes, so just I'm putting the slide like right away on the screen is just to check out a little bit the market. It's quite very interesting to know a little bit more about it, that there are an estimated 15 million English teachers worldwide and an estimated 2 billion people using and learning English. The TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language market, is one of the largest and fastest growing fields in international education in recent decades. So it's quite a big market, huh? It
Yeah,
is
that's
a
huge.
big market. It is used for sure. And then an estimated 250,000 native English speakers work as English teachers abroad in more than 40,000 schools, language institute, and yeah, from all around the world. I think it's even more. I think it's even more. These numbers are from 2022. And a very important thing to notice is like 80% of the 50 million English teachers worldwide are not native speakers, and that's something. Of course, they're not enough native speakers, if we can say it like that, pretty much.
That's it. And
What?
actually, I think just looking quickly at those figures, I would say 80% of English teachers are non-natives. That is a very low estimate. It's probably closer to 95%.
Oh wow.
The vast majority of English teachers in the world, English language teachers, are not native speakers. The vast majority.
That's incredible. Yeah, so today in the live content, of course, we're going to be talking about native, non-native pros and cons. Feel free in the chat to say whatever happened to you, because I know that sometimes not always fair to everybody. There quite a kind of discrimination with non-native. I face them, but yes, we'll go through this and native, non-native challenges. We're going to see pros and cons and challenges, and whatever you guys want to talk about, you just feel free to leave your comments into the section down below. Don't forget to leave some likes to help the channel as well. You remember that time when you needed help and you came to Mike's home, then you find that help other teachers like you. We are a big community. We're trying to help each other. That's what teachers are supposed to do for the good sake of our dear children of the world. So yes, here, yeah. All right, I'm gonna go on. Then with the next today, thank you to Jerry and Stu for being here. Next slide, if it wants to come, maybe I can put a little bit of
Well,
yes,
those sounds effects bring back good memories from when I was a kid. By the
e-
way,
Yeah, it's freaking cool,
exactly.
man.
I could still probably pull off some of the moves if you gave me a controller as well.
All right, but the slide is quite a little bit slow. It's not as fast as that. Oh my God! So we gotta wait for a while. Maybe it's gonna
Okay,
come
so well, just looking,
one day.
just while the slide loads up, I can see a couple of things there: authentic pronunciation, cultural understanding, and natural fluency. Yep, some of
Exactly.
those are correct. The authentic pronunciation, we can talk about this in detail, perhaps a bit later on. But yeah, the natural fluency, a native speaker would probably have the advantage, I would say, over a non-native speaker, unless they're incredibly comfortable and fluent, probably at C2 level on the CEFR. But just because you're a native speaker does not mean that you're a good teacher or a good communicator. I've met many native speakers who are very poor communicators and very poor teachers. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have the edge just because you're a native speaker. And we'll look at that a bit later on in this live as well.
I fully agree with you, Stu, on that one. I just want to make it also clear here tonight. I am a South African, so basically I'm in a gray area because it's very strange if it gets to South Africa. You see, they see us as a native country, but still there are some sort of I don't know what's the correct word for this live stream, but let's say a little bit of a bias towards certain individuals from inside South Africa that gets better jobs than other ones, but they see us as a native country. So I will be basically more on the side of the non-native speakers in the stream. Hence, Stu is the 100% British fella here between us all. And so I think I will have more to say on the non-native part and what I think and my opinions on that, if that is okay with you boys.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, Jerry, South Africa is a really grey area, isn't it? Depends where you're from in the country. It depends on your upbringing. South Africa's got, what is it, like 14 languages in the country? Is that, am I correct in saying 14?
24 official.
Wow. Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the waters are definitely muddied in South Africa, right?
Correct.
There was a linguist. He was from India, an Indian guy called Bernd Kashru, and he wrote a seminal piece, a really important piece in 1983, and it was called the Three Circles Model. And you had the inner circle of countries that traditionally came from the background was English, as the UK, America, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand and Ireland. These were the inner circle. And then you had the outer circle, places like South Africa, India, Jamaica, countries like this, which had a deep historical connection with Britain and colonialism. And then you had the expanding circle, with, like China, Russia, Brazil, countries like this, where English is expanding, but didn't have a direct contact or back to kind of colonial Britain over the last 400 years. So kind of South Africa kind of hovers between like the outer circle and the inner circle for me.
That's right. 100% correct, man. I think I just want to add this. I think that also helps South Africa in a way, for if there's South African viewers, is we are part of the BRICS alliance. So we are seen as English native in certain way, as Stu explained very clearly now from history side point of view. But I also think the part of the BRICS alliance is also helping, passport holders of South Africa to be, easier accepted inside their education system, in my opinion. I don't quote me on this, but in my opinion.
Yeah, the BRICS is really important, right? And the people who are in BRICS, it's basically an economic union. It's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out the levels. Yeah.
And there's seven.
Yes, that's it.
Is it there?
Sorry, Mike.
I think there's seven. No. I think is there like 7 countries considered like native-speaking English countries?
Yeah. It's America, UK, New Zealand, Australia,
Canada. We were talking about that
Ireland.
one with was that last week? Yeah, with Martin. He was saying, for example, in South Korea, that's also something incredible. In South Korea, non-natives, if you are non-native, even you want to go and teach in Korea, there's no way. You have to be from the 7 countries. And yeah, I can't remember exactly the the name of all these countries, but it's pretty incredible for sure. But they are, and there are, how to call that, policies, you know, from different government, and it's
Yeah,
difficult
yeah, it's very,
to see
very
about that.
difficult. Yeah, I think we'll touch upon South Korea in a bit as well, and the you get some really well qualified non-native teachers. There's a guy that I'm going to be talking about a bit later called Marek Kizawatsky, Marek Kizawak, and
All
he's a
right,
Polish guy. He's a
not an easy
speaker
one.
of 6 language. He's awesome. He's a speaker of 6 languages. He has a PhD in TESOL. You can't get someone more qualified, and he runs something called TEFL Equity, and it's his mission to try to spread or get awareness that non-native speakers are just as valid English teachers as our native speakers. So Marek, with a PhD in TESOL and a speaker of 6 languages and a world leader in linguistics, can't get a job in
Wow.
South Korea. He's not qualified because he hasn't got a passport from the UK or America or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, that's 100%. I just want to add on there to Stu's point. I also met. I just want to throw it out there. I met amazing teachers. I'm sure Mike down there on the bottom right now, he's one of those people. But I've met some
Thank you, mate.
amazing teachers throughout my time here in China, which were not native speakers, and they were just amazing. The creativity in the classrooms, the class management, the connection with the parents and students. It's just, man, some of these people are born to be teachers. Let me tell you guys that, regardless of where you come from, these people teach from their hearts. You know what I mean? And I think I think Stu has got a point there. Certain, I don't know. I don't want to say China allow this, because I will talk about this a little bit later, because there are actually space for non-native teachers within this big industry or this market. But to not get a teaching job with all that credentials and that experience in another country called South Korea is just madness, in my opinion. It is absolutely foolish to block your own students from getting an amazing teacher just because he's got the wrong passport. So, yeah, I think it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, and as we've said before, the majority of English teachers around the world are not native teachers, and in 2024 they don't need to be.
Yeah.
They don't need to be native speakers either. There's like Jerry, you just said, there's tons of great teachers. Some of the best teachers I've ever seen. They're all they're non-natives, like thousands of them. So,
Well, the thing is, we have to fight for it, because you are in competition with native speakers, so we know that they are 1 or 2 steps forward ahead us. So we know that they can get the job easier than us, because maybe a pronunciation matter, maybe all different kind of matters. So we have to work really hard to figure it out, all that, and to try to get the job. So I remember, for me, it was pretty tough. Uh, we had a lot of competition, even if it was back 20 years ago, when everybody was coming to China just to get the job. Uh, but yeah, like you guys said, you're gonna teach with your heart. With your heart, you love to do it. Just go do it. It's if you do this for money, kids will see that. You know, kids never
That's a very
lies.
good point. That's a good point.
Kids, they're gonna tell you, this teacher, he's here for money. Well, of course, he's not gonna tell you like that, especially kindergarten kid. But he's not gonna run to you. Yeah, that reminds me, when I was working with kindergartens, um, uh, some it was discrimination. Even but for me, I can say I'm lucky because I'm white with blue eyes and blonde hair.
Got you.
But when it
Got you.
comes when it comes to black people, they're gonna be like, oh no, 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 we don't want black teacher in our school. And I say, all right, you know what? Can you give me a chance to show that this teacher can do good in the classroom? Oh no, 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 he's gonna scare the kid. But this kindergarten it really wanted to work with us. They wanted me to go in the classroom. I say no, I got even better teacher than me. And
Mm.
then the kindergarten principal said, "All right, can he go right now?" I say, "Yes, of course. We don't need to prepare. No
Mm.
preparation. He can go in the classroom right now." And then I said, "Okay, let's go then." Then this guy went into the classroom, and believe me, after 20 minutes, all the kids were hugging him. And the
Yeah.
kindergarten principal was like, "What? What?" He couldn't understand that. It's like, with kids, especially in kindergarten, they don't see they don't see what's the difference between a white guy and a black guy. Oh, maybe a difference of color, right? But they when you teach with your heart, the kid's gonna see it, the kid's gonna feel it, and they're gonna love you. And that's
And,
an
With
important point I wanted to say as well.
sorry, Jerry, go on.
no, I just want to say, yeah, I 100% agree with you. Yeah, Mike. I also kind of, I don't say disagree, but I've got an extra point I want to add on here. I
Yeah,
feel black black people in the teaching markets are actually more accepted in kindergartens rather than training centers. And the reason for that is because they are great with, well, according to Chinese education principle, let's say principles, they believe that they are great with music, and PE and that kind of
yeah.
stuff, which is true. They've got better rhythm than me. Don't ask me to dance right now. I will look like an absolute fool. And that is where they are really, really better than me, in my opinion. There we go, bro.
Can't touch this.
However, in training centers, I feel what you are saying is really true. It's actually a problem because you see, parents pay a high
Well, it's
price
business for
in
sure.
that's the thing. They pay a lot of money in training centers, which is now actually being cracked down here in China. You still get them, but it's not that big thing anymore than back, like what we saw back in the day. But there they kind of are more biased towards the skin color thing, in my opinion. Um, but in kindergartens, I think it's still fine for black people to teach. However, the scare thing I've heard so many times in my life, you are right, of saying, kids will be scared of them. But here's a funny story. I've been teaching all over the show in kindergartens, training centers, high schools, vocational centers. I've been around the block. Here's the funny thing, man. The kids were scared of me on my first day in kindergarten when I got into that classroom, because kindergarten teaching is completely different teaching than training centers. And you call it a homeroom teacher, I think. Stu can correct me if I'm wrong. But you stay with the kids the whole day. So my first day, I stepped into that class and the kids were crying. It was scary. Now, it's because I don't really like to dance, jump up and down. I'm sure it's not that I don't say I'm beautiful, but I'm not an ugly person, right? So it's not my face. I just think it was that presence that I brought to the classroom, which I think I was not good at, and I can admit it. And here we had kids screaming and crying because I stepped into the class, which I think, yeah, which I also think
Yeah, it happens to me the
brought.
first time.
I mean, I think it also brought some realization, or like people got a wake up call. Like it's not always, you know, the skin color that makes kids scared, But I became better, and I became a great kindergarten teacher. Although I don't really like it, I like training center more, and I'll tell you later why. Or let me just pop it in quickly, and then I'll keep my mouth shut. I like to talk a lot. Um,
No, no, that's good,
like
bro. All good.
here's the thing. Even in a training center, I don't see myself as a good teacher. I tried, and I was really, I loved my job at that time. I did what I had to. I had great activities, but I was better in demo classes. Demo classes is when you have like a Saturday or Sunday, you have open class. So parents bring their kids and they will sign up for the training centers. So I was better in that department of things. So I had my own classes, but I was better in demo classes, more of a marketing type of guy, if you know what I mean.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, man, I was basically that. I don't regard myself. I don't see myself as a great teacher, but I did a good job in my opinion. And yeah, so I don't know, where were we? I digressed so much from Stu's point. Anyway, I'm gonna give it back to you. I
No,
just want to throw it out
all
there.
good.
No,
That's
well, it's,
Are
basically
we gonna see? Yeah,
that's basically my take
Stu,
on the whole topic here.
yeah.
all
So
good.
um, there's two things there. But basically, just as a bit of background, I've got a master's in applied linguistics and TESOL. And for my dissertation, I wrote my 15,000 word dissertation on racism within the TEFL industry in China. So
Okay.
I did a lot of research into the treatment of teachers of color within China, and in also doing that, I did a lot of research on native speakerism as well, and on equity within ELT. And yeah, it's a really big problem. I've got a couple of messages here from English all over about pronunciation. Now, I think you've said they want native speaking pronunciation or American pronunciation, right? Do you really think if you've got an American teacher, all of your kids in China or wherever are going to sound Americans? No, they're not. They're never going to be like that.
Yeah.
Once you've reached once you've passed the critical period heading into puberty, it's almost impossible to sound like a native speaker. You said there that, as soon as you hear for a few seconds, you know that they're a non-native speaker. Why is that? It's because no matter how many years of practice, you will never sound like a native speaker because you've gone past that critical period. But listen, that doesn't matter. The most important thing is your intelligibility. Can people understand you, and can you understand them? That is the most important thing. So what we all need to do is to drop this whole American is the best, English is the best, this pronunciation is the best. There's no such thing. There's no such thing anymore. Can you be
There's
understood?
no
Can you understand others?
standard English.
There's no such thing anymore as standard English, because what is standard English? The world is so globalized now. English is spoken all the way around the world. There is no standard anymore. The thing to think about is intelligibility. Can you be understood? Can you understand yourself? So forget this whole American British pronunciation thing. It's time to forget that.
Yeah. Stu, I'm with you 100% on this thing, and I heard it so many times before that they say the American pronunciation is so great. That's why I want to put my baby in this class, But the baby can not even speak Chinese, so I'm kind of. That for me is the most ridiculous thing ever, and this comes from the parents' side. But I do understand them. I just want to make this clear. So, by the way, Stu is speaking the real English. If there's American people out there, they're gonna hate me for saying this, but you guys speak American, not English. Here's the thing, man. You are 100% spot on saying, bro. You are 100% spot on by saying, there's no standard anymore. Everybody just need to understand each other. Look, the world is moving into this globalized, new era. It's so important, as long as one another can understand each other, regarding a business topic, or even students amongst each other, if they exchange cultural experiences or whatever. As long as you can understand the other person, that's great. That's speaking the language. I used to say always back to my parents back in the day when I used to teach in training centers, they had this thing about, I want my baby to sound British or like American English. I was like, what the hell? How can you pay to let your baby sound. What is the reason? I really went out to understand what is the whole thing about the pronunciation thing. And one of the parents told me one day he watched a lot of Hollywood movies, and he think that is how his baby must sound like. Then his baby can now be seen as an English speaker. And in my opinion, I laughed in my softly, secretly. But that is the perception in some people's mindsets. They look at a country like America, the UK also. Sorry, Stu, but it is true. And they think this is how, this is how an example must look like of somebody speaking English. And I am 100% against that, mate. Look, if it gets to grammar, you are on another level. You do IELTS and all that kind of stuff. If it gets to grammar, teaching students grammar and that kind of stuff, especially high school and up, primary school as well, then it's important. But the pronunciation, in my opinion, is absolute bollocks. I'm going to be very straight up by saying this. Yeah, I agree with your point. That's what I'm trying to say, that you don't have to have a pronunciation to sound like an American, and therefore you now speak English. It's absolute madness, man.
Yeah,
They traveled in here.
Yeah, sorry, Mike, come on.
No, cool. Yeah, no. Once he was saying, once I have worked in one of the Moscow top bilingual schools, so the manager was obsessed with teaching Brit accent. Well, he would say Cockney mostly. So it was weird when he was taught kids to say, was that wire instead of water? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, war,
Water,
war,
word,
war.
water, water. Yeah. The thing is, language, what is it for? It's to communicate. And I think it's very important that you're able to understand all the different people that are talking. Like if people have accent. French people like me, when we speak English, you can understand, you can feel that accent. The most important thing is not a big deal. What you're learning English because you want to communicate, you want that the message you want to send to that person, she received it, understand it. And then, sometimes I think more you can listen to different accent more. Since I've been in China in 20 years, I had colleagues from all around the world, and sometimes, it was a little bit difficult to understand. You get use of it, and then if language is a tool to communication, and I think it's very important to be able to understand the English of whatever the person is speaking, even if it's difficult. But
There's like,
I
well,
mean,
there's when you do the IELTS test as a student, you do the IELTS test, and in the
yeah,
listening test, you have 40 questions, and you've got to listen to a
wow.
range of
Mm,
accents and answer 40 questions. Now, the British Council, they make the IELTS test so that there is a range of accents that you have to listen to. So you might listen to someone from Australia, you might listen to someone from Ireland, you might listen to someone from the
yeah,
Philippines, whatever. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And the reason is, as an English learner, you need to be ready to understand a range of different pronunciation and accents, because you won't be just going to America. 80% of English communication is done between two non-native speakers. So the people using English are using it with other non-English users. So you need to get practice. If your school is just giving you the opportunity to listen to American English, then they're doing a disservice to the learner, because they need to hear this range of different accents. You need to give your students a full range of different English varieties.
To prepare for the world. I think
Yeah.
I think where this whole American English pronunciation type of thing comes in, because in China they have so many different dialects, you understand, and I think maybe this, and these dialects are so strong, these accents in different provinces all over China, that these people can literally not even understand each other. So I think maybe that is inbuilt into some of these people, where they think the English language works the same. Look, I'm not talking about like hardcore Cockney English, which you can really not understand. But I'm talking about normal English. Pretty much everybody can understand each other. So I think that's maybe where this whole thing comes from. I don't know. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. What do you think about that?
Hey, Mike, do you
Oh,
want
okay.
to take that one?
Well, I was checking as well on Instagram. I wanted to say a big thank you to all of the, because on this restream I cannot see I cannot put the message online, but we got Brad Wilson, who has as a teacher in China or anywhere. Well, that was gone. He had a good question. Yeah, I wanted to go back through, yeah, saying a little hello on Instagram of there. There are 32 in the chat. Thank you, guys. Ramaha from Indonesia. Language is just a tool. Yes, not only that, but you know, when you want to travel the world in business and all stuff, yeah, that's a tool. We should expose ourselves into different accents to improve our listening skills. That's for sure. And yeah, all right, thanks. Let's go on. Yeah, here
Well,
is
just
about
quickly, Mike.
non-natives. Yeah, yeah,
Just
tell me.
quickly, Mike. Yeah, moving briefly away from pronunciation, we may come back to it. But when I started my teacher training
Mm,
in Brighton,
sure.
in Brighton, there we go, home. When I started my teacher training in Brighton, I am a perfect English speaker, but I didn't know anything about grammar. I didn't know what a transitive, the difference between a transitive and an intransitive verb. I didn't know what syntax meant. I didn't know what present simple meant. I was a completely lost, totally lost. And for the first year or two in China, totally lost. If I had to teach the present simple, I didn't know how to form it very well. I didn't know how to, when we used
Yeah.
it, when we shouldn't use it. I was actually unqualified. But a non-native teacher, they've learned this stuff to a high degree. So when they go into the classroom, they can hit the ground running, and they understand when we use present simple, why we use it, how it's formed, stuff like that. So a non-native teacher is leagues ahead of most native teachers when it comes to teaching grammar.
Fair point. Very fair point, mate.
No. Yes, let's go back. We get a couple of slides right here. Yeah, that was the advantages of non-native speakers. Better understanding of grammar rules. That's what we were saying. They also understand students' challenges because of their learn English too, of course, and the ability to relate to students' struggle. That's the advantages of non-native speakers. Then we're gonna wait for the next slide. Here we go. Beautiful. Challenges for native speakers: uh, lack of formal training. Maybe. What do you think,
That's
Stu?
what he just said. Basically, Stu just said
Yeah,
when he came to
exactly.
China, he was pretty
Difficulty
much
of
for.
understanding.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
thing is
all
100%
on
spot
this.
on.
Exactly. And potential cultural bias.
The cultural bias type of thing is actually funny. I think you are right on that point, or this particular bullet point, or whatever I want to call it. I think
Mm.
that's kind of true. And I'm not hitting on the American people. I'm sorry if it sounds like it, but again, the British are regarded as gentlemen, which they are. Let's not beat around the bush. Good people. Americans are good people too. I love the country, man. However, I know that Americans come into other countries with a type of bias. For example, if you get into China and you go through your first Christmas, okay, they start to see that it's not really like back home. You understand? And they try to force that whole idea of Thanksgiving, Christmas, our holidays and festive seasons that make you feel jolly and happy onto people, or they compare it to China and they can instantly see it's not quite the same thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, I kind of think the bias thing is kind of true because instantly they will start to say that it's not really a great country to live in. So yeah, I will go for that bullet point as pretty much spot on, the most accurate one out of all of them.
Well, when I first came to China, I worked for I worked for EF, and we were
English
given
first.
I worked for English First for 7 years, and we were given a book to teach the teenagers, and in the book it had like had a picture and had like elevator and sidewalk, and my director of studies was another British guy, and I said, do we really have to teach like elevator and sidewalk? I was like, it's terrible. And he said, look,
Sorry,
it doesn't
I'm
matter.
just going to switch off my...
He said it doesn't matter. What we're teaching here is communication. If the kids use elevator or sidewalk and we understand them, and they understand how to use it in the correct context at the correct time, then we've done our job properly. And he's so right. It was an immature way of looking at it, and he was correct. He was a good guy, good teacher.
Wow. Mike, you there?
Yeah, always here. All good. Yeah. Just for we're in China, right? Yeah.
Mike's got a tough job. He has to listen and stay up with the conversation and read at the same time.
It's too hard.
It's like rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time.
Stu, you've got a good comment there from English for all over. He says it's like soccer, right? You guys call it footy or football, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Trunk and boot. Well, what's a trunk and boot? You guys got lorry, which is a truck.
So there's hundreds of differences, but I mean soccer and football. That's a big one.
That's a biggie.
I would never say soccer myself, but if I was talking to someone from another country and they said soccer, I understand. It's no problem. So that's English for over exactly. Hey, Catalina.
Stuart.
No, I was thinking, where's Stuart?
Yeah, Stuart, I just want to stir the potential cultural, or what was that other one, the bias one? So if somebody tell you soccer, do you feel a little bit weird by telling them, no, mate, no, that's not how we say it in English. We call it football, mate.
Yeah.
Or do you just let it go, mate?
Yeah, depends how well I know them. Okay, or if I know them really well, I'll give them both barrels.
Man. Yeah, that's what we were saying. Challenges for the non-native speakers, potential language barriers, and lack of confidence in speaking English, and potential cultural differences. That's for sure. I remember when I wanted to get a job. I remember my first job, and they were asking me, you got to find a job. I decided to stay in China, and they were like, yeah, you got to find a job. You couldn't say, yeah, you can teach French, right? I said, yeah, no problem. But can you teach English? Yeah, maybe. I had a very strong accent at that time, and they wanted me to. I found a job in a school, and all my friends were telling me, just say that you're from America, and nobody is gonna find the difference. That was back in 2002. Doing it the Chinese way. Just like, yeah, let's see. I was like, no, I can't do that. And then I did it. And then,
on a serious note, that what you've just said there still happens today. There's loads.
Absolutely.
When I was doing my dissertation, I was speaking to lots of. It was narrative research, so I had to interview 17 teachers Each teacher I
Wow.
interviewed for 3 hours, and I heard
Oh,
a lot of stuff, a lot of shocking stuff. And
yeah.
one of them was like, they said my training school would rather hire a non-native teacher whose English wasn't very good, as long as they were white, than a black
And
native teacher. So let's
Oh,
say you've got
yeah.
a black guy from London, from America, wherever. The school would avoid hiring the black guy and hire a white non-native teacher, regardless of their ability, in order to make parents happy. And what I actually uncovered was a lot of the non-native teachers were unhappy about this. They didn't want to say, I'm from Canada, I'm from America. They're proud people, right? I'm Russian. I want to say I'm from Russia. I've got nothing to hide. My English is very good.
absolutely.
I don't want to lie. And they were like, you need to lie or you need to go, pick one.
Yeah.
So they needed the job, and they had to say that they were from a native speaking country and lie to the Chinese parents.
Yeah, man. That is shocking, mate. I know, but it does happen. Till today.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, it happens. I'm sure a lot of the people in the comment, the people watching here would, may know something about that as well. We'd like to hear it. If that's you, then leave a comment.
Well, it did affect me in a way, but not that much. It's actually a funny story. First of all, I just want to say, Stu worked for EF, which is actually the best training center in China. So, by the way, for a very long time, I think that's one of the only ones that's still operating, giving after-school English training to teachers. But regardless of that, I was in a situation where I had to say I'm from another country. In the beginning, way back, remember, I'm here 9 years already. But anyway, it's actually funny. And I agreed to it. I'm like, I don't know how stuff work around here, but that's cool. Yeah, whatever. And as, things went on, you get friends with the parents. You get friends with the people around you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm South Africa. In South Africa, we like meat. Parents are like, what? Huh? Come again? Sorry. I'm like, yeah, I'm from South Africa. They're like, oh, okay. So you're not really from England or wherever. I'm like, not quite. But you see how it works is I've got family over family and bloodlines and whatever that goes back into England. But then anyway, at the end of the day, the story came out, yeah, I'm actually South African. It's not a big deal because I did a great job. But I mean, this type of stuff do happen, where some people have to lie about where they come from. But it does get out. The truth always comes out, my friends. Here's the lesson. Never lie, not even where you're from. Trust me, whatever, even a small thing. Don't ever lie.
Yeah, it's the whole racism thing and the native speakerism thing. It's driven by schools looking to stay in business, and they will do anything to keep the parents in the school and not allow them to walk across the road into the next training school. That was what was happening, and so racism would occur, and also making people change their identity would occur in order to turn a profit.
Mine was a good line because I got the job after that, but there were like very, very few opportunities. That was back in 2002. And, I really wanted to get the job, and all the family was pushing me to lie. So I was like, yeah, you know what? It remembers me, my marketing teacher who was teaching us how to write a resume. And he said, yeah, if you change some, little stuff that it's not right, well, they if they don't see it, if it's good, you get the job, and then yeah, you're very brave to do that. But no, it's not something, of course, to recommend. That's not what you can do. But back in old time, when you don't have any other solution, you want to stay in China, and that was, but at that time, it was, Xi'an was very, very slow. It wasn't like it is today. Uh, there were very few working visa. We don't even talk about green cards. It wasn't existing. So yeah, that was quite fun.
Yeah,
But
different world, right?
now today it's impossible, and you can't lie
mm.
for this. That's for sure.
I
Mm.
also think, like Stu said, it's still happening today. I do agree, but I also think Stu can also agree that it's happening less. I think. Well, I don't know. You did the research on this, but in my opinion, I think maybe it's happening less around the place now. You know, it was still a new industry way back. And I think more rules and regulation and understanding of what makes foreigners not happy or uncomfortable and parents.
Mm.
I think they straightened out some stuff, but look, it's not finished yet or not completed yet. But I do
Mm.
think maybe it happens less. I don't know. I might be wrong, Stu, but that's what
Well,
I think.
look, I mean,
It's
for
difficult
two things.
to check out.
Yeah, for China, a lot of these training centres have closed down, so that
Mm,
stops in its tracks this kind of practice anyway.
right.
But looking
Yeah.
outside of China, at the moment, 75, even though it's illegal in Europe,
Mm,
it is illegal for schools to say you must be a native speaker to teach English in my school or in this country. It's against the law. 75% of the jobs are still asking for it.
oh,
So,
okay.
although it's kind of stopped in China because these training centers have been closed down, outside of the world, the problem for non-native teachers is still real. They're still getting denied
Mm,
opportunities based on their passport, disregarding their skills, experience, and qualifications. The most important thing is their passport, and that's a big shame.
mm, yeah. Absolutely. Uh, hey guys, I just want to pop in here quickly. I see there's almost 200 people watching, but I see there's 10 likes. Come on, give us a nice thumbs up. It will help the algorithm on the stream, man. Let's see if we can get that likes up to 100 likes as quickly as possible. How's that? Can we try that, Mike?
You see that Jerry is uh, doing a lot of lives, right? You're pretty much live streaming. Is it, I remember
Yeah,
it was quite 2, 3 times a week, even more.
yeah. I was doing a lot of live streams. I'm gonna do it in 2024 again. But you are right. Listen, if you hit that like button, it helps these streams. Trust
It
me,
is. It is
it
true.
it does help the streams. And I think this is a cool topic for the people to listen to. Before they make the decision of starting a training, well, an English teaching career. These type of stuff do happen with inside the industry. It's not only China, as Stu pointed out. It's actually worse in other countries. So yeah, I think it's an important
Mm,
discussion.
exactly.
Do you know what,
So
Jerry?
yes, to conclude,
As soon as
yes,
you said that, now all the likes are going up. Now it's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
cool, Bryce. Let's
yeah,
do this, man.
keep
Let's
it
do
going,
this.
everybody. Keep it
he's
going.
the man. A big shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. So yes, a lot of people as well as were checking on Instagram. Thank you guys over there. Yes, to conclude briefly, because I know that maybe Jerry need to go. Maybe I don't know if you guys are in a rush, but native and non-native ESL teacher both do well. And native speakers know the language well, while non-native speakers understand the students' challenges. And a good ESL teacher cares about he works hard and helps students to feel supported. That's the most important thing. I think being uh, a good teacher is someone who teach with his heart, with your heart, and you got to keep on. Uh, how to say? Even at my age now, I still do PDs. Well, I'm 45, so it's just like it's difficult to learn for me now, like it was before. when you get old, it's not easy. So we got to keep on uh, improving ourselves.
Yeah,
And
I've just
yes,
English for over. Why is that an issue? I think that's regarding uh, teachers in Europe, and 75% of jobs are asking for native speakers only. So why is that an issue? Well, number one, it's against the law, but these schools are still breaking the law. And number two, like we've been saying here, a lot of non-native teachers are exceptionally well qualified, with more experience than non-native speakers, and this is not being taken into consideration. And these people are not even allowed to apply for the job. They're not even allowed to send their CV in to be considered, and that's an issue for me. Yeah.
true. And a big hello to Teacher William, who was in the live a couple of weeks ago. Hi, guys. Thanks a lot for addressing this issue. Truth is, most affected nations, Africans, branded not native, are actually bilinguals, rather, if we alleviate country and go by definitions. Yeah, I say this because the issue of non-natives don't really apply to most bilinguals.
Yeah,
That's what
there's an issue. There's an issue with race in
uh,
the ELT world as well. A lot of people identify native speakers as white and non-native speakers as non-white. So if you're a teacher of color from a native speaker, you're automatically judged by schools, by parents, by employers as being non-native, even though you're a native speaker. So the lines are very blurred, and we come back to equity again, and the need for better equity within ELT.
well, exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much. Any other questions you want to answer? Anything else that we have in the chat? I didn't check.
Yeah, I
So
think
we're
people
gonna,
can ask. I think people can ask us some questions, like a
yeah,
10-minute heat questions like crazy. Let's see how much Stu, myself, and Mike can answer. I see English for all over is kind of a active guy.
yeah,
I, that's kind of interesting. I like the vibe. I like the vibe. Let me just see if I
yeah. He
maybe
was.
saw something.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
check out as well on Instagram over there because they
Yeah,
are.
Peter's just dropped in the comment. Hi, Peter. Peter's just enrolled on our TESOL course, so it's good to see Peter here. I still see daily in China native speakers only. Again, very. It's hard to change the psyche and the kind of the status quo within the country. More research is needed. And more things like this, more this live stream. I hope people watching this live stream have learned more and some new stuff about pronunciation, about approaches to grammar, intercultural
It's a topic
communication.
that we can
Yeah,
speak during for ages.
yeah. This
That's a
this could
very
go on
long topic.
for days, you know.
True.
Yeah, Stuart,
But
that's so true
yeah,
about race being an issue regards non-native. Yeah, yeah, it's a huge racial issue as well. Check out everybody in the live.
it
I'd like you
is.
to
It
check
is.
out Marek of Tefl Equity. Let me.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Is it Merrick
yeah.
or Merrick? Let me check. Merrick?
It's
No?
Marek. So let me. I'm going to drop a link in the box, and you can read some. You can watch some of his videos on YouTube. You can read more about him, and his focus
Nice.
is in equality within the LT. So that's a great watch for anybody here today.
Thank you very much too. That's
Cool.
yes, we can see the link. It's in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So this
Great.
guy kind of leads the way
Well,
in research. Yeah.
This is actually a good comment here from Brad Wilson. He says it's funny in China there are so many male teachers in kindergarten, but in Western countries, male teachers. Where's that now? In Western what? But in a Western country, a male teacher is in a kindergarten is rare. That is very true. I've got my opinion on this, which will obviously not be the same as the other two, but I guess we can tackle this real quick, because it's a really. Before we go to Merrick, how do you say it? Merrick Keys? How do you say his
No,
surname,
well,
Stuart?
we won't be going to him, unfortunately. He's like
So it's just
this
a
guy's
list
an
for people.
expert.
What?
That guy's an expert in inequality in TEFL. Really world famous guy. I wish he was here.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, man. I don't know that much about
No,
the stuff. But
it's
anyway,
good.
that is
I'm a bit of a
this
geek.
is no, man. This is actually really a good point, man. There's a lot of male teachers in kindergarten. I don't know why. I think my opinion is, you know, they most probably some of these parents think if you have a male figure in the classroom, it's good for their children, because parents work really hard here in China, and a lot of these dads work away from home and they work till late night. So, when the dads get home, I don't say they spend time with their kids, because that's just absurd. But I say, I'm sure they have the mindset of a male figure inside the classroom to be like a male figure, to make it easy at home for the parents, because the dads work so hard. I don't know. That is my 2 cents on it, my observation. But let's hear what the other two have to say.
And you get Abdul. It's funny though how some centers see non-native blacks as unqualified teacher. This is the 21st century, and they need to grow up by discriminating between a native and non-native teacher. There, they are. Let me see the next. Where's the other part of the message? I think they are literally teaching kids to be racist. That's pretty much that's true. That's a very tough topic. Yeah, here
When I
is
was
teacher William saying, as a victim of this, in the past year, I contacted to over 1,000 schools and recruiters, and I couldn't secure a single interview. This is a problem, and it is unknown how and when it will be solved. I met
when I
these issues
was
for sure.
when I was talking to some teachers doing my research, there was a school, I think it was in Wembo or something. It was a really famous, not EF, but another really big brand schools all over China. It's a chain school. Everyone here will know it. I won't mention the name, but you will know it. And they had a policy of not hiring non-white teachers. It was a policy, and a secret policy, obviously, but no one would get a job. And they were really in need of a teacher, and they had a couple of black guys that were well qualified native speakers, and they degree, few years experience, TESOL, whatever, and they weren't granted the opportunity to even have an interview. But one of the white guys that worked there was deaf. He was half deaf. He could barely hear. So he had to lip read the students. He had to lip read the students to try and work out what they were saying. And he couldn't correct their pronunciation because he couldn't hear them. And they would rather have that guy than a well-qualified black guy. And this is something I found out about as well. It's shocking, the inequality that goes on around the world. Asia, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Hope to avoid this. So Jerry, anything else you wanted to add? I'm gonna set you free. If we can say thank you very much
Okay.
for coming today. That was very nice of you. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah,
Wasn't easy
absolutely.
because it
Well,
was
okay.
really awesome.
Okay, well, here's my message on the goodbye say type of thing. First of all, thank
Yeah,
you for everybody that tuned in. Support these two guys. They do. I think they've got the coolest stream on YouTube right now regarding ESL teaching and all that kind of stuff. I know
thank you,
Stu
mate.
for a very long time. This is the most reliable source with inside this country. Also, don't take any nonsense. Like, he plays real good teachers at real good schools. He's got a whole package of setting you up if you want to move into the career of teaching English, from tools and all that kind of stuff. We've got Mike, speaks fluent Chinese and English, obviously. Great teacher, great channel. So yeah, I want to say thank you to both you gentlemen. This is obviously not my best stuff. Or let's say I'm
Yes.
not an expert in this field, but it was great having my opinions here and hanging out with you guys. And everybody, go subscribe to this channel right now and follow Stu on Tefl Lemon. And I hope I'll see you guys maybe in the future stream. If the guys invite me back, maybe I'll walk outside, go show you some China streets or whatever, while the two guys
That
in the
would be
studio
awesome.
operate me
What do
or
you think,
whatever.
guys?
And
Doing a
yeah,
live?
final thing, give a thumbs up. And if you are in politics and that kind of stuff, hang out with me sometimes. But I know it's boring. Rather listen to these two guys. Thank you so much, boys. And I'll see you. And I'll see you all. And so, by the way, I didn't even tell both of you, Happy New Year and everybody in the chat. 2024 is going to be a positive one. It's going to be an awesome one. And I am now finally and finished with my speech. Thank you, everybody.
And a big
See
shout
you guys.
out. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Cheers,
much,
people.
Jerry, for coming today. You
Bye bye,
take a good
Stu.
care of
Bye bye.
yourself.
Yeah,
Bye,
Take
you.
a
Jerry.
Bye
good
bye,
care
Stu.
of
Bye
your
bye,
kids
Mike.
as well.
Bye bye, guys.
Cheers,
Have a
man.
good one. Cheers.
Cheers. Hey, Stu. Thank you
Hey,
again
everybody.
for your expertise. That was very, very interesting again today.
Yeah,
And
I was pleased when this topic came up because this is something very close to my heart. You know, equality within TEFL. You know, equality is you know, it's needed, right, in every walk of life, including language teaching. So hopefully we've covered some stuff that's useful to people and have changed some points of view.
exactly. And thank you so much again, Stu, for your for coming in the live. And of course, you have everybody. For some of you might know, but you have an excellent course that even native, non-natives are all welcome in this course.
Yeah, so yeah, the TESOL course that I wrote with Tefl Lemon, it's a 180-hour full online course. It's very, very deep. Every single topic that is covered in each module is very deep, and we talk about pronunciation. We talk about Cashew's 3 circles model. We talk about non-native and native speakerism. We talk about intelligibility. A lot of the stuff that we've covered here,
Nice.
and equity. We cover this on the course. And I see English for All Over. You can buy a TESOL or TEFL. Not mine, you can't. Tons of people have said, Stu, will you just send me the certificate? I don't want to do a test. I don't want to do any work. Can you send me this? Can you sell me the certificate? No, you need to do the work. Anyone who has a TEFL Lemon TESOL certificate has earned it. Fact. Yeah.
Thank you very much again, Stu, and hope to see you next week in the ESL live stream. It's been crazy. We've been doing this for quite a long time now, almost 7, 8 months. Or yes, a good
Yes,
8 months, right?
and it's I really look forward to it as well, Mike. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like, you know, this is the main thing I now do on a Sunday. I've learned my lesson now about sound. I'm not gonna like be tricked by this laptop again. So hopefully next week I'll be able to get it
It's all
right.
good. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Man,
All
that
right,
was good
guys.
to have you.
Yeah, I'll catch you later. Thanks a lot, Mike. And yeah, I'll speak to you in a week.
Thank you so much. You take care.
Cheers. Yeah, bye-bye.
See you. See you, Stu. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that was today's live about native and non-native. And today, I couldn't even speak English because talking about native and non-natives, I would with those two natives guys, I was like, damn, bro, man, can't remember my English. And I'm a teacher. Oh man, wow. Thank you so much for being alive today. Because of you, we have more and more people joining, and then we can uh, try to answer all your questions in the chat. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. I'm sorry as well on Instagram, guys. There, I love you all. Thank you so much for following. Obviously, I hope Restream is going to be able to, you know, be able to show the message on Instagram. I really wanted to say a big shout out to you over there. Thank you so much. So, whatever happened, um, whatever you're native or non-native, always teach with your heart. Don't do this for money because we're gonna see it right. The kids are gonna see it right away, and teach with your heart, uh, with all that love to your students, and that's what is gonna help you be a better teacher. Trying to, um, you know, do more and more personal development and do some courses, whatever the courses you want to do, you choose. But, personal development is very important. And you still have uh, Jerry Goody was very, very nice to be with us today. Hope he could join as well, like he was saying, doing a live stream because with Restream, that's what I'm using to stream right now. You can stream from your phone, from a browser, and you can film in the street pretty much. So that's really interesting. Why not doing that uh, with Jerry Goody? That would be really awesome. Let me know, how do you feel about this live stream? Don't forget to give some likes and subscribe. Uh, and I would like to say a big thank you as well on Instagram. Don't forget to follow. Go and check out their YouTube channel, Tefel Lemon and Jerry Good. And I will see you next week, 9 p.m. Beijing time. The ESL live stream, your live stream. Thank you guys. Cheers. Bye bye. See you.